Alright, what is up everybody? This is going to be another very special episode of First and Final. But since it has actually been a pretty long time since I've done one of these, I realized I gotta explain what First and Final is. And also, some of you are probably even surprised that I do film and TV videos on this channel if you subscribe recently, because I've only been doing gaming stuff for the past couple weeks. Because of the writer strike and in solidarity with the writers, I just took a break from film and TV stuff. But we are back now that the writer strike has ended. But I want to keep in mind, guys, that the actors are still on strike. The Screen Actors Guild is still on strike, so we're hoping for a fair and fast deal for them as well. But to get into it, First and Final is a video series I do on this channel. I have a couple videos from this series from last year, the year before, and even earlier this year when I reacted and reviewed Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, as well as other movies in the past, including the Mortal Kombat live action film, which was, I think, the first ever First and Final video that I did. So yeah, there's that. So it feels like, you know, we're coming full circle a little bit doing this for a Mortal Kombat animated film with cage match. So without further ado, we're going to get into it, starting with my first reaction to the first trailer I ever saw for Mortal Kombat Legends cage match. So take it away, me in the past. Alright, what is up everybody? It's me, Jrod, the filmmaker, former filmmaker, frequent fighting gamer from Philadelphia. And while I thought that I was completely done reacting to trailers from Comic-Con, we actually got one more trailer from Comic-Con. Remember when Ed Boon said we were going to get 3 different trailers for Mortal Kombat? Well, we did get 2 different Mortal Kombat 1 trailers, so a lot of people are wondering, what is the third trailer? It has been rumored that the Comic-Con Mortal Kombat 1 panel got an exclusive trailer that has not yet been released online. Hopefully it still hasn't been released online by the time you see this video, or else it's going to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. But we got two game trailers, and then there was apparently another story trailer that apparently or allegedly revealed Motaro and Raiko. We don't know how playable these characters are going to be or if they are playable, so we're still waiting for confirmation. There was also another Mortal Kombat related trailer. What I thought was going to be the third trailer is a trailer for the upcoming Mortal Kombat animated film, Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. If you haven't been following the animated films, I recommend you do, because I think they're all really good. I've done a couple different videos on the animated films. I believe I have a trailer reaction for Battle of the Realms, as well as a trailer reaction for Snowblind, which was the most recent one. Go check those out if you haven't already. I will link them in the description and add a card up above. But if you're a Mortal Kombat fan and you're not watching these animated Mortal Kombat films, I think you're missing out on some really, really good Mortal Kombat stories. I'll be completely honest. I think Scorpion's Revenge was good. It was kind of expected. Like, it was the Scorpion origin story, basically. But as they keep going on, they keep, like, getting more and more involved, more and more interesting. Personally, I wish that they could synchronize the story of the animated films with the story of the games. It's a good time to do so, because they did a little MK11 in the last film. All they got to do is reboot the timeline and match it up to the new rebooted timeline for the games. But that might be what they're doing. I haven't seen this trailer, so I have no idea. But I'm going to watch Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match trailer right now. Also, before we get into it, guys, it's a red band trailer. So if you know what that means, it is a pretty uncensored trailer. It probably is going to have some of that comic violence and gore that Mortal Kombat is known for. So, if you are under 17, you better get permission from a parent before checking this out. But I'm going to switch over to my reaction camera, and we're going to get right into it.
His name is Johnny Cage.
Yes, it is.
His job?
Keep up the autographing.
Is acting.
I also like that we're getting a Johnny Cage focused movie.
But his passion is action.
I just want to know how you got so cool.
Who is this character with
I
us?
was bullied a lot in school.
Oh, this is Joe McHale too as Johnny.
Took me to the local dojo, and my life changed forever.
The Johnny Cage origin that I was not expecting.
Be awesome, make money.
So cool.
He looks different with the long hair.
Everyone decent? Wow.
Who's that? Ashra?
Obviously, this is turning us both on. Can you feel that?
Look at this design for Ashra.
Where an evil cult threatens you.
It's sick.
Look what I have.
What is it?
Give me that fucking scroll!
That Gilbert Godfrey?
And heads.
Is that Quan? Oh
Ew.
God.
Did you see that?
Yes.
She just jumped out and I spin kicked her head off.
Oh.
Oh shit!
Who is that?
We need you.
Or is that just another shot of?
This
No.
club sounds great. Where
Who
do
is
I
that?
sign? Fuck you! What the fuck?
Joe McHale.
I want to play as her. She looks sick.
Jennifer Grey.
You still don't get it, do you?
I'm starting to.
And Gilbert Godfrey.
Fucking super.
There's Gilbert Godfrey. I didn't expect that. Okay, that was Shinnok. Oh, we got some X-rays.
Sorry about that.
I don't mind.
Blanche?
Either do I.
Hey, yo!
Legends cage match.
Ooh.
Is he dead?
I'm sure he's fine. See?
Yo! Cage match! Okay, wait, do we have a date? Or is it just look for it on digital? How am I supposed to look for it when I don't know when to look for it? They do this every time. I don't know why they're always so secret about the dates.
He's fine.
Okay, so yeah, we have no idea for right now when this is coming, but we should look for it on Blu-ray and DVD. It looks fun. Like, of course, there were like fun moments in all the other films, but none of them were comedic in tone. None of them were like lighthearted and funny with a funny lead actor like this one is. So I think that is what's gonna set Cage Match apart from the other ones. It's hype that they decided to put Ashra in this game. It looks like Shinnok is gonna be a big bad. I'm really interested in where the story goes and how it ties into the story of the other 3 animated films, and how it's gonna push the story forward, like I said, and you know, what type of film are we gonna get after this. But yeah, I really like it. I like the idea they're going for a self-contained story that features Johnny Cage, Ashra, maybe some more characters that we haven't seen yet, some cameos of other Mortal Kombat characters, which I'm sure they're gonna do because that's what these movies are for, the fan service. But yeah, it looks funny. It looks really cool. I like the lighthearted tone. It also reminds me of, funnily enough, like Scooby-Doo. Part of it is the animation style and how it's similar to, I don't remember what the last Scooby-Doo show was, but Mystery Incorporated, I think, maybe. There was an animated show with a very similar style, which makes sense because it's also a Warner Brothers property. They probably use similar animators, maybe even the same animators. But also it tonally reminds me of Scooby-Doo because it's funny with a little bit of like spooky, I guess, to it. They're probably going to be like solving a mystery or at least trying to figure out what is going on and how their world connects to the overarching Mortal Kombat world. But either way, Cage Match looks really fun, looks really good. And I'm going to check it out day one, whenever day one ends up being, because I really do like these animated films. And yeah, I'm very excited. Also, like, there's not a lot of Mortal Kombat shows and movies to where I feel like I can watch all of them and not spend too much time, you know? Like, I never watched a Mortal Kombat property and was upset that I watched it. Even the live-action Mortal Kombat film that came out a couple years ago. When I watched that, I was having a great time with it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Of course, it could have been better, but for what it was, I thought it was fun. And so that's definitely how I'm going to be watching this new animated film. That's how I'm going to be watching the second live-action film. Also, there is a couple, like there's Mortal Kombat Legacy on HBO Max. That is a live-action series I'm going to check out. And then there's the animated show. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but I do want to watch, I think it's Defenders of the Realm. I'm going to check that out too. So guys, that is going to be it for this one. I don't right now know when I'm going to upload this video. So at the time that you're watching this, Mortal Kombat 1 could be out already. The DLC characters could be out already. This movie could be out already. Who knows? All right. And now that you saw my first reaction, let's get into my final thoughts. Now I'm passing it back to me in the future, and we're going to start off with a spoiler-free review. Then I'm going to get into the spoilers, and then we're going to get up out of here. That's simple. So starting off with my spoiler-free review of Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. It's a good movie, but it's not a great movie. And I don't dislike it. I didn't really have any like negative critiques of the film, but it wasn't a spectacular film at the same time. So I will put it, it's a mid film, you know, and I know that word has negative connotations these days. People, if you hear mid, you think, oh, mid means bad. But no, it wasn't a bad film at all. It was a fun watch. It was a short film. It was one story, linear front to back, and I enjoyed all of that about it. But there wasn't anything spectacular about it. It was just a good film. There have been better films in the Mortal Kombat Legends canon. I think it's not the worst one that's come out in the Mortal Kombat Legends chronology either. So that's why I put it's mid. Now, I was expecting a little bit more coming off of the heels of Battle of the Realms and then Mortal Kombat and Snowblind. I really did like Snowblind, and it felt like the films were getting better and better with each new entry. So the fact that this one is just okay did feel a bit disappointing, but like I said, guys, it's good. It's not great, but it's not bad either, you know. It's just run-of-the-mill, middle of the road. It's an okay film. If you are a Mortal Kombat fan, and specifically like a fan of Johnny Cage, I think you'll definitely enjoy it. It's a Johnny Cage film. It's a Johnny Cage focused film. It's solely about him. He's the focus. He's the hero. He's the main guy. It has a little bit of origin of him. So I think that those are the reasons that someone would be drawn to the film. If you're just a huge Mortal Kombat fan and you want to see another Mortal Kombat movie, or if you're a huge Johnny Cage fan and you want to see something focused on him, because they do go a little bit deeper into Johnny Cage than I think anything else has in the past. But without further ado, we're going to switch over to the spoiler review. So here's your official spoiler warning, because we are about to get into the details, the nitty-gritty of Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. Alright, to start it off, this is actually a Christmas film, which I did not expect, and also it's not very important to the story. It's a Christmas film in the same way that like Die Hard is a Christmas film. It takes place during Christmas, they talk about Christmas. But honestly, Christmas has nothing to do with the story, especially since it's in LA. It's not even like, it doesn't snow or anything. It just looks like a normal day, a summer day, if you will. But yeah, there is that. And also, this film starts off with a snippet of Ninja Mime, which this is something that I really liked about the film. They start off with Ninja Mime. It caught me off guard a bit, but once I saw it, it was, I don't know, I was kind of happy to see Ninja Mime. Like, it's the film that they have been referencing and talking about. It's the joke, it's the gag in Johnny Cage's filmography that, you know, oh, he did a Ninja Mime film. That possibly can't be good. It has to suck because it's about a Ninja Mime. But now that we got a little bit sneak peek, Ninja Mime didn't look too bad. I'm gonna be completely honest. It looked like a fun movie, and if it was like, it's hard to know when this is set exactly, but if this is like an 80s action film like they make it seem, I can see somebody greenlighting Ninja Mime at the time. And then next up, there were a lot of pretty good voice actors in this film. The most important one, I guess, would be Joe McHale was starring as Johnny Cage. This is not his first time as Johnny Cage. I think he's done it in a couple of these animated films. Maybe one other one, because I think he was only in Battle of the Realms, if I remember correctly. But Johnny Cage, I mean, Joe McHale does a pretty good job as Johnny Cage. You know, he sounds like him, he acts like him. Nothing too crazy, and I don't think it's like anything too difficult for Joe McHale to take on Johnny Cage. All you gotta do is be arrogant. But there was also Kelly Hu, who starred as Ashra. This is a really good voice acting choice because Kelly Hu is also in Mortal Kombat 1 as Li Mei's voice actor, but I believe someone says she is also the face model for Li Mei and Sindel. So yeah, she is a part of Mortal Kombat. She's an integral part of Mortal Kombat at this point, now playing several characters. Phil Lamar is also in this as Brian Van Jones. I don't even remember who that was, I'm gonna be completely honest. And I think outside of that, the most notable voice actor was Gilbert Gottfried is in this film, and he actually passed last year, so this is a posthumous role for Gilbert Gottfried. Very interesting, surprising almost. You know, I wouldn't put him as a voice actor that would be in something Mortal Kombat related, but Gilbert Gottfried is in this film for a short period as Johnny Cage's manager slash a demon. You gotta actually watch it to figure out why that makes any sense. Now, some of the side characters in this, like I mentioned, Ashra is in this, and I think Ashra was a really good choice. Once you see what the story is about and the you know, the storyline that they're going with, where it's about basically one side is trying to free Shinnok while the other side is trying to prevent that. Ashra is working to try to prevent the freeing of Shinnok while her sisters, the other demons, are trying to raise Shinnok. Really cool story. It actually kind of coincides with Ashra's story in Mortal Kombat 1, so I thought that was pretty cool. Other side characters, there's Chuck, who is Johnny Cage's assistant, I guess. You know, he's a character, like not very notable, very forgettable, nothing really too important, but it is revealed at the end that Chuck becomes mocap, so there's that. And then there were some cameos by Raiden, who he just makes a cameo. He is not actually in the film or in the story that much. And there was also a cameo by Draman, who is just a jobber who gets taken out, doesn't do anything, but he was there. Now, the main antagonists of this film are going to be Kaya, Jataka, and Jen, who is also Serena. So Kaya, Jataka, and Serena, who are like the demon sisters of Ashra. They're all trying to free Shinnok, and they're basically like different levels of difficulty, different waves of antagonists for Johnny Cage and Ashra, where the first one is taken out very easily, the second one puts up a bit of a fight, but then the final one is basically like the sub-boss, and they can't even take out Shinnok without taking out Jen / Serena, who proves to be pretty formidable. I also like that the way they did her origin is that she was Johnny Cage's co-star, but she was basically like a sleeper agent for Shinnok, and she kind of awoke to her true purpose. Interesting, but it actually worked with the story, so I can't complain. And then, like I mentioned, the big bad, the big villain of this is Shinnok, and Shinnok does make a brief appearance at the end, and he is the, you know, final antagonist that they have to take down. And, you know, Shinnok is Shinnok. He's basically, in this, he's the same way he's been in MKX in all his previous iterations, that he's just a big jobber. Unfortunately, they do tout him as, oh, he's the blood god, the god of death and bones, and he's this big formidable foe that will take over the life energy of an entire realm and take, but then he just gets beaten by Johnny Cage. He puts up a fight. I mean, it's a pretty good fight. They go back and forth, and Johnny Cage actually gets access to his green powers, his green energy during this fight, which is cool because they changed his origin in Mortal Kombat 1 that he doesn't have the green energy anymore. But this is a separate continuity from Mortal Kombat Legends. He still does have the green energy. He still does have the blood of Mediterranean gods, or whatever that origin was. Shinnok was just underwhelming. He served his purpose, but boy just got beat up. So, you know, he didn't seem that cool in the end. But speaking of origin story, they do give Johnny Cage a bit of a backstory, a bit of an origin story. And it was shallow, it was short, but it was actually pretty good, and it worked with the story because Johnny Cage was a kid who used to get bullied. Then he went to a martial arts class, and he vowed to stand up to bullies. And I thought that was pretty good, since he is the hero of this story, that they gave him some sort of selfless superhero quality like that. Because, you know, we all know he's self-obsessed. We all know that he is just in it for himself and in it for the fame. But that little additional motivation of, yeah, but I'm not gonna let anybody bully anybody in my presence, that was pretty good. And I like the way that they used it, where Shinnok is he was the big bully in the end, and Johnny can't, you know, he can't just let that happen. This is a completely separate continuity and timeline from Mortal Kombat 1, but I do appreciate that there was a bit of, you know, it rubbed up against the Mortal Kombat 1 timeline. It just didn't actually, the two things are still separate. They never actually intersected or crossed over. So I did like that Ashra's arc was similar to what it is in Mortal Kombat 1. She is, you know, trying to find redemption, basically. She's this demon trying to absolve her soul and become a good guy. That's a really interesting arc for her, and I think that, you know, that's really good for the story. And it's what she did, you know. It's an easy thing to follow. She's kind of like a nun now. She turned from a demon to a nun. She's almost like the Spawn of this series, but it really worked with the story, and so I think they made a good decision putting the Ashra arc inside of Cage Match. Then we talked about the green energy a bit, so there is a bit of separation there, where this Johnny Cage is different than that Johnny Cage, but they're similar enough to where you can pick them up and understand them. Because like the Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1, he has the self-obsessed movie star thing, but since he's not a central character in Mortal Kombat 1, he's in the peripheral. he never had like the growth arc of like, no, I gotta do this for Earthrealm, I gotta do what's right. Actually, you know what? No, I'll take that back. He technically did have a bit of a growth arc when Kenshi lost his vision, and then he came to the realization of like, I gotta protect Kenshi, or then he's like, oh, I gotta give Kenshi the sword back because it's his and it belongs to his family. So he did have a bit of an arc, but it didn't impact, you know, his motivation to protect people and be the hero and step up. Even though we know Johnny Cage can and will do that, he's done it in past timelines. In Mortal Kombat 1, we didn't really get that. I like that we got that in Cage Match because it was necessary, considering he was the main hero. Then I think there was one more thing. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to say about it is the continuity is kind of what threw me off a bit. So this takes place in the 80s, but there was like, wasn't there a restart in Battle of the Realms? Or was that in Snowblind? In one of them, there was like a timeline restart, right? Or am I tripping? There was definitely a time. There was an Hourglass. There was Chronica. But since the last film, Snowblind, took place completely in Outworld, and then this new one, Cage Match, takes place completely in Earthrealm, it was hard to get continuity. But I'm pretty sure that Cage Match takes place before Snowblind's. But who knows? In my mind, Snowblind was in the distant future. Cage Match is in the past. But if the timeline restarted, then Cage Match could take place after. But also, they could be taking place at the same time because they're not in the same realm, and time may move differently. That's the only thing, is the continuity got a little bit confusing, and I don't know if they want to get it back on track for the next film, or if they want to just have it all over the place, where you could get a film from any part of the timeline at any time with any character, as long as it's the film that they want to make at that point. So that is basically it for my review of Cage Match. Like I said, it was good. Wasn't great. It was good. It was just okay. But it's a short film, you know. It's a singular story. There's no B story for real. There's no like side plot, subplot. It's not setting up anything, and it's not really impacted by the past film. So if you just want a nice, succinct, and completely contained storyline, beginning, middle, and end, that you can just knock out really quickly, you love Mortal Kombat or Johnny Cage or Ash or any of these characters, yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Like, there's still pretty good fighting in this, fight choreography. There is definitely still the blood and gore, the violence that we've come to know as a Mortal Kombat staple. I mean, even in places where it wasn't necessary or you wouldn't expect it, like in Johnny Cage's origin, there's still someone who gets their arm broken and the bone is sticking out and it's like splurting blood. So like, the Mortal Kombat violence is definitely still there. It is definitely a mature adult animated film and not for kids at all. But you know, it wasn't their best, but it also wasn't their worst. So that's basically my review of Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match. It's in the middle, run of the mill. So yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Like I said, I'm getting back into doing film and TV videos because the writers' strike has ended, but we're still hoping for a deal for the actors and the Screen Actors Guild as they are striking, SAG-AFTRA as they are striking, and they're also in talks to end the strike. So let's hope for a fair and fast deal for them. And also, I'll throw in this clip of what Johnny Cage said about the Actors Guild.
I'm about to head in. If something goes wrong, call the Army. Or better yet, call the Actors Union. They're way tougher.
Look forward to another First and Final video next month, because early next month we're getting The Marvels, the newest Marvel film, the sequel to Captain Marvel, but also a continuation of Miss Marvel, a continuation of WandaVision, which both of those shows I really enjoyed. The first Captain Marvel film was also okay. I'm gonna have to actually rewatch it and refresh it, because I'm excited for this, and I'm excited for where the MCU is going to go from here. And then also this weekend, guys, is going to be the first official major offline tournament of the Mortal Kombat 1 Pro Tour. So if you want to watch me watch Mortal Kombat this weekend, you can do so on this channel. Hit me with a 3-hit combo so that you don't miss that, and you'll get a notification when I go live. But I'm doing 2 streams this weekend. On Saturday, we're going to be watching the Texas and Florida versus the Tri-State. It's going to be a team battle, a bunch of pros, a bunch of the best of the best from these regions. Texas and Florida are going to be on one team. The tri-state area is going to be on another team. That's going to take place on Saturday night at 10 p.m. That's a little bit of a later stream. And then Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. is when top 8 for the event is going down. You're not going to want to miss it because Sonic Fox is registered, Ninja Killer is registered, Rewind is registered, Zombat is registered. This is going to be a stacked bracket. Video Games Yo is going to be there. I think Foxy Grandpa is registered. I have no idea if he's going to make it to this one, but either way, there are going to be a lot of killers in this bracket. So whoever makes it to top 8, oof, they're going to be some sweaty tryhards. But that's going to be on Sunday, so check it out if you want to see. If you want to check that out, they're actually going to be streaming it on the Mortal Kombat pages, so you don't have to come to my watch party. If you want to watch it on YouTube, you could also watch it on Twitch. You could also watch it on whatever ECT streams are going to be of it. But I would definitely appreciate it if you come to my watch party, because we're going to watch it. We're going to play some Mortal Kombat 1. We're going to chill. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go crazy if the matches are hype. Hopefully we see some Sonic Fox with Rain or Nitara. Kenshi is probably more likely, but yeah, let's just see where the meta is at for Mortal Kombat 1. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm going to get up out of here. And tell me how you guys felt about this one. Tell me if you feel me. And if you guys have seen Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match, tell me how you felt about it. I'll see you guys next time in another new one. Peace out. I just swole. Or maybe because he's floating. But he's also tall as hell. Oh yeah, he's floating. Look at him. Wait, was that Tremor? Wait, whoa. That was Tremor. We got a new cameo reveal. Oh man, it's double height.